We are still with Texas Instruments at Embedded World 2024, and we are in the developer zone. Now, one of the most important things for anyone who wants to start working with hardware is being able to actually start developing that hardware quickly. And I'm here with John, who's going to take us through a couple of elements of how TI have made that easier. But before we even get started, there's a whole wall of microcontroller boards behind me and various different things. Do you want to take us through some of the hardware first, and then we'll talk about the software side of things after?
Sure, absolutely, yeah. All right, thank you. Yeah, so at TI we have a very broad embedded development portfolio. If we take a look over here, we have everything from our MSP M0, which are Cortex M0 Plus based microcontrollers, kind of general purpose microcontroller. We have a whole bunch of connectivity devices, so we got our Bluetooth, Zigbee, Matter thread device here, which we'll take a little closer look at this later on. We've got our CC3301, so this is a Wi-Fi device, so a companion device that you would use with a microcontroller or processor. And then also our sub 1 gigahertz parts. If we step up from there, we've got some higher performance microcontrollers, some Cortex R-based microcontrollers here with the 263X, and also our C2000 real-time microcontrollers. And then if we go way up from there, we've got our processors down here. We've got the AM68A, the AM62A, so these are analytics-enabled processors, the Cortex A-based with Edge AI accelerators built in. And then we also have radar sensors. So we have a very broad portfolio of embedded devices. And that introduces some challenges when it comes to actually getting started with development, because how you do that varies quite a bit. So what we've got here is the TI Developer Zone. And really the purpose of the TI Developer Zone is to give you everything you need to get started with development for the device that you're on. So it's really pretty straightforward. The idea is you go to the developer zone, you plug in your board, and away you go. And one thing that we have to try and highlight how fast this can be is this concept of a speed run. So if any of you are gamers, you've probably seen these before online. I know my kids watch them, where someone's trying to get to the end of a game as quickly as possible without dying, and then posting this online so you can see how incredible they are. So we've got the same thing here. So this is using a CC2340. So it's the one at the top left over there. So Bluetooth wireless MCU. And really what we're going to do is a speed run. So I'm going to go over here. I'll click play on this video. And what's going to happen is you can see them plug in the board to their laptop. They've gone to the developer zone, and this goes by as fast. It detects automatically. They say, I'm going to start a new project. They go through the long list of examples. They find one they want to use. They can select the compiler and the RTOS that they want for it, because we have a very broad example offering. And then they said, create project. And this launches our cloud-based IDE. So cloud-based here. I didn't install a desktop-based application. I'm running this in the browser on the cloud. The project's added to their workspace. They go up and build it. This launches build, so this is the build happening in the cloud back end. It goes by really quickly. It runs our system configuration tool that generates all the driver initialization and stack initialization code automatically. So you can see it fly by here. Just take a second. You can see it. We're up to 49 seconds. The clock's running. And it's almost done building. Linker's being invoked. So now the application's actually been built. You're going to say start debugging. So this launches a debugger. So not only can you build the application, you can actually step through, view memory, view registers. It's a full debug environment in the browser. It's flashing the program. So it runs to main. They click run. So now the program's actually down on the MCU. And what we do now is switch over. So this is an image of the phone. The SimpleLink Connect app is running here. They checked a little box to actually discover the device. So they're making the connection there. It's discovered and connected. And then over here, back on the host, they're using PuTTY. You could actually do this right in the IDE, but a lot of people have their own terminal they like. So do that. They get the connection established, and they go back to the app. And all they're doing here is sending some text from the app to the development board. And just to prove that it's doing something, you notice they type backwards case, so it echoes that and then flips it. So it's 1 minute and 52 seconds, and while this is obviously an extreme case, it just shows you how fast it is to go from, I got my board in the mail, my shiny new board, I want to use it. Plug it in, 2 minutes later I'm using that board. And that's really what we're trying to do with the developer zone.
Absolutely. And I couldn't think of a better example and demo of that happening. And it is a really nice thing to see because over the many years I've been doing this just as a hobby. As I say to everybody, I'm not an engineer, I'm just someone with way too much time on their hands. One of the biggest problems I've had is that you get a new piece of kit and it takes ages to actually get started with it. And I do want to just impress the fact that this is a real-time video and all of the stuff that you saw happening, the building and all of that is happening on the cloud side. So this isn't going to be hardware dependent as well. You could run this on very low-powered hardware, and it's just so nice to see things like even development kits from TI that are this easy to use. John, thank you so much for that demo today. That was really good. Cheers.